Hello guys! In this video I'm actually going to be answering questions that one of my Facebook friends, Vanessa Musson, if that's how you pronounce your name. I do deeply apologise if it isn't, because if there's one thing I hate, it's pronouncing people's names wrong, but forgive me if I've said it wrong. So in this video I'm going to be answering 10 questions that she's asked me to answer. So let's get these questions started. So these are about my band and also about my fragrance life. So they kind of vary in terms of the two most favorite things that I love in life, which is music, my band, and also fragrances. So let's get these questions started. So let's start with the first one. Now, the name Palladium comes from It does actually come from theatre, maybe not necessarily named after the London Palladium, but it does actually have something to do with theatre and stuff. Because in case you guys don't know, we are a progressive rock band, and progressive music has a strong connection to theatre and a lot of majestic sort of music when it comes with opera. And also a lot of theatrical type of music. So it varies really. So yeah, I mean, I guess it could come from a lot of theatrical sort of backgrounds, but I mean, I used to do drama in school. I was a drama student, and I did drama for about 4 or 5 years, so I guess it does have something to do with drama, because it certainly doesn't have anything to do with a periodic table. If it did, then I think it would be a pretty weird background story to tell people, so yeah. At the minute, we are pretty much gigging because it's pretty hard to be a progressive rock band in the UK, because progressive rock isn't a popular type of genre. So at the minute, we are just trying to make a living by doing gigs around the northeast of England and trying to make a bit of money, because at the minute it is a job, and it is kind of helping us on on the side. I mean, a lot of the guys are working, and we have to somehow make a living as well by making money from what we love. And it's not all about the money, though. It is about the music, and it is about playing to an audience, so it is important. Which is why at the minute we do have an album called Beyond the Red Curtain. You can actually check out the link to our album if you guys want to listen to it. It's on various websites such as iTunes, Spotify, and also Bandcamp. And you can buy the album for £5 if you're interested. We also have a single called To Bring Down the Sun if you're interested in checking that out. It is on our YouTube channel known as Palladium Official. You can check out the music video, and there's also a little behind the scenes video. It's quite funny to watch. So if you guys are interested, feel free to watch it. So yeah. Pink Floyd, yes. Tangerine Dream, I love all of those bands. I think Tangerine Dream has a big impact on my life because, I mean, as a keyboard player and as a vocalist, keyboards are also very important to me just as much as vocals. So being a keyboard player, I really love Tangerine Dream. I think they're a genius band. And I mean, I also grew up with a lot of 80s music, so I'm into bands such as Depeche Mode, Pet Shop Boys, New Order, Eurythmics, Culture Club. I'm into a lot of all the 80s classics. So yeah, I mean, to really be influenced by that music, the band is heavily influenced by it. So in terms of, yes, I'm a huge John Anderson fan, so I love his vocals. I think he has a really unique voice, so I am influenced by his voice and by him as a person. I think he's an amazing person, and the way he sees life through beauty's eyes. And I mean, he's a bit of a hippie, he does a bit of meditation and stuff, so I really like that, and he's a nice guy. He's a real gentleman. So Rush is another band who we're influenced by, and I absolutely love Rush. Geddy Lee, Alex Lifeson, and the amazing Neil Peart on drums. I think they're an amazing band. They really are. And maybe not the other guys. I think the other guys are more into a lot of recent progressive bands such as Animals as Leaders, who are a instrumental metal band, progressive metal band. Haken, who are an English progressive metal band. They're really good. And also Dream Theater. I mean, I'm really into Dream Theater, so I guess that's the only thing I really have in common. But our drummer, Chris, is into a lot of Snow Patrol and Muse and bands like that. So there's a bit of a mixture, but we all add our own ideas together, and that's what creates the sound of Palladium. Highs and lows of being a musician. I mean, there isn't really any lows, if I'm honest with you. I think in terms of highs, there's so many, because if you can play a musical instrument, you feel great, you feel invincible, you know. The nicest thing to do and to receive from people is compliments, especially when you feel like you've done a good job. And when people come up to you afterwards and they say things like, oh, you know, you guys rocked, you guys were awesome, that really does make you feel good inside. So that is a really nice confidence boost, I think, and I think that's what makes you carry on in life as a musician. I think that's what gives you that extra push. Lows, I think it's starting out. There's nothing worse than starting out, because it means you have to go through the process of people recognizing you. And I mean, these days, it takes a long, long time. I think in the 70s and 80s, it probably wouldn't have been as difficult, because, you know, especially with the music we play, it's very old school. So we do play like a, you know, like the old kind of progressive bands, but we also add a lot of the recent bands that are in like Hake and Dream Theater and whatnot. So at the end of the day, we look at famous bands and, you know, we see the way they get famous, and it's a matter of, you know, if they can do it, we can do it. So, yeah. Now, fragrances is a real passion of mine, but it hasn't been a passion for as long as the likes of music. Music's always been important to me, but fragrances have really taken over my life in the last 5 or 6 years, for definite, like seriously. My mom is really supportive over me and my collection. She's the only one who has not judged me whatsoever on, you know, how many fragrances I have. I mean, sometimes my friends will come into my bedroom and they'll see my collection and they'll be like, "That's ridiculous, dude. Why have you got that many fragrances?" I'm like, "Well, because I like it. You know, it's because I like it." And it's a collection, it's a hobby, and it's a passion, and it'll always be a passion to me. But fragrances really started when, I guess, the same as anybody else who's a collector, they had one bottle of fragrance and it developed into another bottle and another bottle. You're kind of on autopilot, really. I think when you go into a perfume shop and you find a bottle of aftershave and you really like it, you'll just buy it without realizing. So that's pretty much what it was like. It was just an autopilot experience, and no words can describe it, they really can't. But I don't regret buying any fragrances. I think that all my fragrances are different, and you know, I'm not exactly the best collector. I don't have a lot of niche fragrances. You know, like, I don't have Tom Fords, I don't have Amouage, I don't, you know, but I'm really proud of the fragrances that I do have, because I'm still in the early stages of being a collector. You know, I'm only 23. And I'm still in the early stages of being a collector, so I do hope to have some of these amazing gems in the future. So let's just hope and pray for it. I think women's fragrances can just be as nice as men's fragrances. And I think men's fragrances can just be as nice as women's fragrances. So what I'm basically saying is that if I find a perfume which I really like, and it's feminine, and it smells like it should be for a woman, and I like the smell of it, I'll wear it. I don't care. You know, I mean, the other day I was wearing Chanel No. 5. So, you know, it doesn't really matter. If you really like a smell, you know, that's the most important thing. And Linnea Smith, if you guys have never checked out Linnea Smith, I know I go on a lot about him, but he's a really big influence on me, and I've watched Linnea for a long, long time, even way before I had my own channel. And his famous quote after he does each video is, you know, love what you love, not what they say you should like. And that's exactly right. So, you know, all credit to Linnea for having that attitude, and I think that everybody else should have that attitude also. Three scents which I really like. See, I like all scents, so I mean, if I had to pick three favorite fragrances which really come to mind, I would say Lapidus Pour On by Ted Lapidus, Balenciaga Pour On by Balenciaga, and something maybe like Obsession by Calvin Klein, or something like The Dreamer by Versace. I like a lot of old fragrances, as you guys probably know, especially you subscribers. If you watch my videos, you'll know that I like a lot of the older fragrances. So, you know, Balenciaga Pour On, Lapidus Pour On, and The Dreamer are probably my three favorite fragrances of all time, I would say. But, I mean, there's so many. I mean, I could easily make a top 20 of my favorite fragrance of all time if I wanted to. But they're probably the three that come to mind, definitely, yeah. Usually when I gig, I usually wear Lapidus Pour Homme because it's such a powerful fragrance and it just leaps off your skin and the longevity is amazing. And obviously when you're up on stage, you sweat a lot and you get really hot. I know that sounds disgusting, but it's true. I mean, with a light shine on you, you get really hot, and Lapidus Pour Homme works very well with body heat and it just makes it project. And I've been complimented so much on Lapidus Pour Homme at gigs. So I think in terms of a gigging scent, I would definitely say Lapidus Pour Homme, yeah. I've mentioned to the other guys about my fragrance fanatic obsession, which other people find ridiculous, and they think it's ridiculous. They just laugh at me. So I think people who laugh at you about fragrances will never ever be able to get into fragrances. It's because they don't take it seriously enough, and if you're going to laugh about something at first, you'll laugh about it for the rest of your life. So yeah, I don't think they'll really get into it. So even if I wanted to make them try, I wouldn't. So I think it's something that I feel comfortable being the only person liking, if I'm honest. So yeah. I've made so many friends on the Perfume Network, on YouTube especially, you know, I mean, all of my subscribers are really, really kind to me. They've been so supportive, and I've met so many amazing people, reviewers online, who have really also shown a lot of support, and I couldn't be any more grateful, really. I mean, I've been on YouTube for a year, just over a year. In fact, my year anniversary was on the 28th of March, and the past year it's been pretty difficult getting things going, you know, getting people to notice my channel and really getting out there. But I think what I've got going is really good, and I'm proud, you know. I'm proud of the way I do my reviews. I'm proud of the way people receive my reviews, and I wouldn't want to change any other way. I'm proud of who I am, and you know, it's great. I love being a fragrance reviewer on YouTube. It's really fun, and I love the support I'm getting. It's really, really kind. So yeah, life's great right now. It really is. Perfume reference in a song. Probably not. No, I wouldn't do that. I mean, what would I say? You know, like tonight I'm wearing True Palm, 'cause it smells nice even though it's pink. I don't think that would work. So no, I don't think we'll go for that. Maybe in the future. Maybe in the future I might talk about Balenciaga Pour Homme. People might see the lyric and think, you know, that's a really unique line. I've never heard of that fragrance before. Because it is a rare fragrance. So I mean, if you're going to put it in a song, you might as well put a rare fragrance in a song. So yeah. So that's all we've got time for, guys. So I want to say a big thank you to Vanessa Musson, if that is your name, please. Again, I apologize. I want to say a big thank you to Vanessa for writing these questions out for me to answer. I really hope that you've enjoyed it, and I hope that I've answered the questions correctly and as you expected. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have a splendid evening. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care of yourselves, keep smelling good, and good night.